Sure. Do you have any, or I want to talk about templates and how we can not necessarily bash out 1,000 video messages in a morning, but a framework so that we're not inadvertently creating bad video messages. But before we do that, what is there any characteristics of a bad video message that we should be avoiding at all costs?
There are a lot, and I get and see a lot of terrible video messages on a frequent basis. I think we'll cover a couple of them. I mean, from a template perspective, a lot of it comes more down to delivery, and again the personalization. So the ones that certainly stand out the most to me in a negative way are the ones that haven't done their homework, that they haven't actually gone and looked at my LinkedIn profile, looked at my LinkedIn activity, done any level of digging that gives them then something to bring to the table to show me why they genuinely think their product or service is relevant to me and valuable to me. That's the sort of instant, no. If you're not doing those little tiny bits of effort, then it's going to be a lot less likely that the prospect's going to respond positively to your video. Then it's more of the sort of behind the scenesy bits. So we'll talk about things like background and lighting and stuff like that. But from a delivery perspective, it could be looking at the camera when you speak. It could be knowing what you're going to say, avoiding too many and which can often happen when you don't know what you're going to say, or you're not fully confident in what you're going to say. It doesn't mean read. The other side of it is don't read off a script. You don't want someone recording a video and reading off the same words off of a line of paper where they're reading it in the same monotonous, you want to have personality. So it's all those little details that kind of sew together to make a good video.
It's interesting because you are, I'm sure you're aware of this because I'm sure you practice it. You're very good at not using filler words and umming and ahhing. You're very succinct with this. We're just chatting here. I'm sure down the pub after a few pints, there'll be a few more filler words there because clearly this is going out to tens of thousands of people. So we want to polish it the best we can whilst it's still being a conversation. But you're dead right in that there's vast differences between reading from a screen. I've seen people do it from a teleprompter. Now, I've got a teleprompter in front of me here. It's not turned on, obviously, as we chat, Daniel, but you can see people's eyes go across like this. Or maybe it's not teleprompter. Maybe there's a big whiteboard or something in the background that they're reading from. But that's just as disingenuous and just frankly awkward as looking down at a screen and using a script. So with that said, and I think, I hesitate to say this, some of this is common sense, right? Don't do this when you're hungover on a Tuesday morning after a heavy night of drinking on a Monday night. Just put it off to the next day, right? Make sure that you're fresh and sprightly and you're in a good mood. And don't do it in the dark. Clearly have decent lighting. We'll get onto the video aspects and audio and all that stuff in a second. But is there anything that we should include in most messages? For example, we should perhaps treat it conversational and say, hey, Daniel, yada, 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 as opposed to in more formal of, hello, Daniel Disney, and then go down that route. Is there anything that we should be not necessarily templating or scripting, but that should happen in these voicemails or video calls? Sorry.
Above all of it, Will, is treat everyone individually. So don't try and create a blanket approach that you use on everyone. So even down to the hey or the hi, treat it individually to the person. So if you go on their profile, if you look through their content and you see they've got quite a friendly tone of voice, they look like a hey type person, then go with the hey. But I have tons of decision makers that I'll target that are more of a hi type person, that are more professional, that put out more professional content. You could see it in their profile and in their content and in their activity that actually a hi is going to work better. So you need to treat everyone individually. And obviously, again, doing your homework is going to help you get a better understanding of the sort of lay of the land. So yeah, treat everyone. And again, the core thing for all of this is do some homework. Don't go in there blind. If you do, that's where you're going to open doors to a lot of these traps that you want to try and avoid. Do some homework. The best thing you can do above all is show them that you've made an effort. Show them that you genuinely want to help. And going back to the teleprompter thing, I've seen people have notes that they have to keep looking on, and it shows that they don't actually know, or they've not made any real effort. They've just jotted it down to sort of, prompt from there. Make it seem that you are confident, that you genuinely have that belief. So rehearse it, remember it, and just go out there with the genuine belief that you can help, but do that homework first.